Hello and good morning. Welcome to Angels of Purpose, Ministries, where we feature soul food, food for your soul. We're in the Let's Talk About It series. So, yesterday was the end of the what they recognize as Black History Month, right? Also, yesterday we saw that Trump got us into a war with Iran. Some people say that happened so that he could stay in office as president. People want to talk about those files of his, the Epstein files, and how they did what they did to those kids. And the prime minister of Israel, who's been prime minister for over 20 years, right? He wanted the war so that he could stay in office because they're trying to bring war crimes or bring him up against some stuff and get him out of office and put him in jail for bribes and all of that kind of stuff. Now, I just want to say this. When you speak your mind and when you speak the truth, people say truth to power. But as we realize, when Black History Month, some people say what they did to people way back then. They still do that to people. They do that to people like me. When they want to blackball your business because you are a Black female owner who is doing something, or whether you're a Black owner of any kind of business, and you're trying to unite the people together and bring people together so that, and keep the money in your community so that they can't come between you, so that they can't divide and conquer, so that they can't have power and keep oppressing you. Now, the powers that be want to keep people like me quiet, want to keep people who can unite the people, who can speak and know history, who research and do all those things and can help the people. They want to get them out of the way. How do I know this? They've done this throughout all time. They did it to Lumumba in Africa, the CIA, and we know CIA did a whole lot of things. And what we're going to talk about, and I'm not afraid to talk about truth to power, power to truth, because the Word of God says, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you or set you free." Also, you know that they want people to be afraid. They want you to be afraid so that so you don't speak up, so that you don't do what's needed to help the people, so you don't do what's needed to bring light into darkness, so that you won't do what's needed to bring people into the truth and allow people to understand what truly and really is going on. In the current city of Moultrie, Georgia, where I reside, the Old Boys Club and the people, they give the people of color just enough to keep them satisfied with status quo, right? And if people start making trouble, right, they'll blackball their business, they'll try to bankrupt them, they'll try to do whatever they can behind the scenes to make it look like that person was a person who's starting trouble or wasn't good at a business, when really they got together. Like the Moultrie Chamber of Commerce, I've researched and looked at different things and how they used to have all these Black businesses in the community. Some of the Black businesses owners, they promised land, they promised more money to, in order to get their businesses out of the way. Others, they said, "Oh, come be a part of the Moultrie Chamber of Commerce and we'll give you this money or we'll give you this." And they took over their businesses. So speaking truth to power, that is what we're going to do. The world as we know it is starting to change, and soon the United States is already a laughingstock, but it's also going to become more like a third world country, because the Old Boys Club is trying to take us back into slavery, the people who aren't white. And if they realize that the blood is so mixed up and it doesn't matter, they made race relevant, because it's nothing but the human race, but they made skin color relevant. They tried to make it seem like that Africa were savages, when the people from Africa were not savages. The people from Africa, that's the birth of life, was out of Africa. That's where a lot of greatness came from, but they don't want you to know that. They want you to think the little part of Europe and England, that was the greatness. No. Everybody is somebody. Everybody has greatness inside of them. It is time for us to stop allowing people to oppress us, to oppress our minds, to stop brainwashing us, to stop, we know now they're going to start trying to censor everything. Of course, looking at your phones, looking at whatever you're doing, and they want to threaten people. Oh, if you say this or you speak against this, even if it's facts and truth, you will be fired. You can be put in jail. You can be sent out of the country. You will be charged with treason. For what? What are they so afraid of? They're so afraid of people understanding that these billionaires who only care about themselves, who only care about just enriching their pockets and not anybody else, and just making life good and greed. The Word of God says it's not money, but it's the love of money, which is greed. The love of money is the root of all evil. The love, and then not only the love of money, but the love of power. Now, the difference between the Europeans and the white and the Caucasians of the world and everybody else, nobody else was trying to take over everybody else stuff. They were satisfied with trading and doing different other things. And then here come what they call the colonizers, and they use religion as an excuse, but it was really just a tool of oppression so that they can go into different parts of the world and prostitute the nations, get all their resources out and make themselves richer. All these people who are trying to say that other folks commit crimes and do things and are lazy, their ancestors, what did they do? They pillaged off of the wealth of other people, off the wealth of other lands. That's how they got their wealth. And they don't want to lose their power. These billionaires whose families have done and stolen and did and tried to oppress people and try to intimidate people into subjection. What are we going to do about it? Are we going to continue to stand for this, or are we going to do something? Are we going to start investing back in our communities and being proud of who we are? Are we going to continue to allow these people to brainwash us and put us against one another and say that we as a people, certain folks can't be a part of this organization because this organization is only for certain groups of people? When are we going to get sick and tired of being sick and tired and get sick and tired of being played by the oppressor? That is what we're going to be discussing from here on out until we move to something else. But that will be our topic. When are we going to get sick and tired of being sick and tired of the oppressor? When are we going to do something about it? That is what we will be talking about in our Let's Talk About It series. Have a blessed and prosperous day.